Jared Cannonier is a veteran in the UFC, getting his start at UFC 187 and having an up and down couple of years before putting together a solid win streak to be ranked top 5 in the middleweight division. His no-nonsense attitude makes him a favorite in the MMA world, and although his loss to Robert Whittaker stings, there's only an upward trajectory for this famed fighter. In this video, we'll go through the experiences that led to Jared Cannonier signing with the UFC, his net worth, home, and income. Make sure to stick around until the end to see his wife and the family life of the Killa Gorilla. Our past couple of videos have been going off due to the likes and comments on them, so thank you for all the support. Now let's get started. Number 1. Experiences before the UFC. Cannonier started his MMA career relatively late compared to the other fighters today. He began his amateur career in early of 2011 and made his professional debut the same year in June of 2011. Jared was the face of the Alaska Fighting Championship and amassed a 7-0 record along with the AFC Heavyweight Championship. Prior to fighting, Jared Cannonier was in the Army and weighed over 300 pounds, a weight that was way over what he should be weighing at and at the UFC today. In addition to an unhealthy physical state, he started smoking marijuana, which led to him being kicked from the Army 3 years in. Fighting through adversity and coming back from losses would be a pattern we see time and time again in his career. Number 2. UFC Comeback and Win Streak. In 2014, Jared Cannonier debuted in the UFC at 241 pounds, but it clearly did not look right for him. He had the heavyweight power but looked sluggish and slow at that weight. In the famed fighter's own words, he said, "I already know when I was at heavyweight that I was not a natural heavyweight compared to the other guys I was competing against." Regarding this weight, Cannonier said, "I am realistic. I don't live in a fantasy. I know what. It was only a matter of time. I know I had to get there." At heavyweight, Jared lost his first fight to Sean Jordan in the UFC, and this led to his desire of cutting down some of this excess weight he had. He cut out snacking and also removed red meat and dairy products from his diet, saying that he felt more congested and slower when eating these types of food. This seems to align with other UFC fighters such as Nate Diaz, who has cut out a lot of dairy and meat from their diet. Even at light heavyweight, Jared didn't have many wins, but have only lost to those who are currently champion or have contended for the title. These include Jan Blachowicz, Dominic Reyes, and Glover Teixeira. Wins against any of these fighters would have propelled Cannonier into light heavyweight title contention almost immediately. In 2018, Jared dropped another weight class, making himself leaner, but bringing with him the same knockout power from the heavier weight classes he was at. This set off a 3-fight win streak including top names in Anderson Silva and Jack Hermansson. He's now in the top 5 rankings of the middleweight division and will continue to drudge forward at middleweight, where it looks like he's having the most success. One of his most recent fights was with the number 1 contender, Robert Whittaker. He looked outclassed. Robert's speed and ability to mix up his striking caused issues for Cannonier, and he was easily beaten in 3 rounds. Later on, Jared made a post on Instagram saying that his left forearm broke on the first kick that Robert Whittaker threw. If that didn't happen, we may have seen a more aggressive and successful Killa Gorilla in an octagon. What do you think about Jared Cannonier's success at a lower weight class? This reminds me of Anthony Johnson and his success going the opposite direction. Instead of killing himself to make weight, he brought that power to a higher weight class and had great success. Number 3. Net worth. Cannonier is using his success at middleweight to propel his net worth and earnings. He's gained fame, and MMA fans love his humble and no-nonsense attitude to the fights. Jared has earned over $900,000 throughout his career fighting in MMA. His biggest payday came against Jack Hermansson, where he headlined a UFC Fight Night event and earned a $50K performance bonus as well. Aside from his fights, Jared is active on social media, using his account to promote different brands and more. He's also creating and selling special edition Killa Gorilla shirts. These are incredible and show off the business side of Cannonier as well. We'll drop the website link in the description below if you're interested. Altogether, it's estimated that Cannonier is worth around $1 million. Not too bad given he started in MMA later in his career and made several transitions throughout his career so far. Even when he didn't succeed, he chose to become better and tackle the fight game in a different way. We'll definitely see Jared fighting for that belt one day if he continues working hard and training with that mindset. Number 4. Home and family. Jared is married to his longtime partner Catherine, and together they have 3 kids. These two met when Jared was serving in the army in Alabama and dated for several years before tying the knot. Throughout the years, Catherine has been supported and even helped him save enough money to move to Phoenix, Arizona. This allowed Cannonier to pursue his MMA career training at one of the most sought-after gyms. Unlike other fighters who like to show off their kids, Jared has kept them under the limelight and has not appeared on any social media or interviews with Jared. So, what are your thoughts on Jared Cannonier and his lifestyle and net worth? Does it make sense to be worth around $1 million after the fights and time he spent in the UFC? And do you think he's got the skill set to challenge for UFC gold? Here's a set of highlights to give you some more data to make that decision. Thanks for watching and enjoy.